Well, I tell you, when it comes to campsites, it doesn't get a whole lot better than this. In the thick woods of Colorado, along a beautiful stream, up at about 8,000 feet elevation, the temperature's in the mid-60s. Yeah, this is it. Guys, I am here with my wife Regina and my good buddy Josh, and we've been on the road for the last couple days, and tomorrow we will be arriving to Overland Expo Mountain West in Loveland, Colorado, which is the first year they've ever had an Overland Expo in Colorado. So I'm really curious to see just how the event is, how many people are there, what kind of booze and vehicles are going to be there. And so we're going to take you along and we're going to check it out together. I think that'll be pretty cool. But tonight, we're going to cook up a little dinner and hang out around camp. And then we'll head out tomorrow. Stay tuned. Welcome to TrailRecon. I'm Brad, and this is my lovely wife, Regina. And we are at this camp spot pretty much because you insisted we look for another one.
Yeah, I didn't like all the cow patties that were at the first one.
So we were running a little late today because Josh was having problems with their Jeep, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So we just kind of darted for the first camp spot we saw. There were some cow patties, and Regina's like, we need to go see what's next. There were a lot. And this turned out to be pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice.
It'll do.
Yeah. It's been a good trip so far on the way up here, but I'm excited to get to Overland Expo. Is there anything that you're looking forward to at Expo?
I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
I've never been to one before.
Right.
I have no idea what it's all about, so I guess I'm looking forward to learning about it. Maybe seeing some things about camp kitchens, hygiene, you know, better ways to do that. Although I think we have, some pretty good things nailed down. So
yeah. We got a pretty good setup going on.
I love my Nemo.
All right, let's go talk to Josh about what he's cooking for dinner and why we came to camp so late. What you making, buddy?
Doing some beer battered fish tacos from Marco's cookbook.
Ah, I can't wait. You know, the first time I was thinking about this when you were talking about what you were making. The first time that we had those fish tacos were the first time you and I did a trail together.
It was.
It was Mojave Trail.
And we had snow.
And we had snow. That was an awesome trip.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
Okay, speaking of great trips, this has been a great trip so far, but we got to camp pretty late today.
Yeah.
What happened?
So, air filter in the truck was a little clogged. Maybe just a little bit. All the trails that we go on. So, it threw a code thinking it was an exhaust particulate filter thing. So, I think we've both experienced some diesel issues with the air filters. So, keep those air filters clean if you've got a diesel.
But it depowered you, slowed us way down.
Limits you, does a lot of stuff.
But we got to the dealership, super cool.
Yeah, they were great. They helped us figure it all out. They ran some codes and did everything for us, helped us, and back on the road we were.
Up and running. Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to at Expo? We're heading over there tomorrow.
So I've been to West.
Yep.
I'm really interested to see what another one looks like, different location. I'm really interested in seeing the rigs that everyone drives in.
Yeah.
You know, we all see the show ones, and we all see the built ones, but it's awesome to see other people and what they've done.
100%.
Get some cool ideas.
I love walking around camp. All right, I'm not going to bother you because I'm starving.
All right, let's go.
This was a great campsite, and we enjoyed making a small trip out of our travels to Expo in Colorado. This spot here is along the Colorado Backcountry Discovery Route just outside of Gypsum, a place I think is worth coming back and exploring again. And dinner was delicious, and it was nice to unwind around the propane campfire with some full bellies. Well, what a great morning. I am well caffeinated and I've had a great breakfast and we're packing up and we're gonna hit the road. We got about a 4-hour drive to get to Loveland, Colorado for the expo, and I'm super excited to reconnect with people because there were no expos last year. But what I'm really excited about is to kind of find some of those hidden gems throughout there, whether it's in the vendor area or the campground, because I know that there are some cool solutions to problems that people have come up with that I want to find that maybe can help me and maybe help you. So we're going to go look for that stuff when we're at the expo. Now, before we hit the road, there's one thing I want to share with you guys. I am very excited. We are relaunching the TrailRecon website. We've got a whole new look over there, and we've got a massive online store that's going to be an all-encompassing Overland one-stop shop for you guys. So definitely go check it out. We have a ton of stuff over there, and we're bringing on new products and new manufacturers every week to make it a one-stop shop for you guys. So definitely go check out TrailRecon.com. Okay, we're going to hit the road, and I will see you guys at the expo. Well, we made it to Loveland, Colorado, and we've got our campsite here, and it's a little packed in here. There are a lot of people camping, but on the other side, there's a ton of vendors. Now, things have kind of closed down for the afternoon, so what I think we'll do is tomorrow I'm gonna get a little coffee, and we will walk around, and we will go check out some of the booths and some of the cool products that are out here. I think there's a lot to see. Now, this is not quite as big as Overland Expo in Flagstaff, but it's pretty big. I'll show you guys in the morning. But right now, Josh is gonna cook dinner, and we're just gonna hang out and enjoy the evening. The next morning, I was up at sunrise, brewed some coffee, and began walking around the event before the crowd started to flow in. My favorite part of an Overland Expo is walking around the camping area. And even though we were packed in here pretty tight, it's always great to see what the average person is doing. And the variety of vehicles here, tents, storage setups, and camp kitchens was extremely diverse, which is so great to see. There is more than one way to get out and have an amazing adventure, and this is a great example of how folks are choosing to build out their Overland setups. On the event side of the expo, there are some serious dream vehicles to drool over. Several massive expedition vehicles were on display, like this $1.5 million Earth Roamer, complete with wine rack and all the accoutrements. These expedition vehicles are great to look at, and they are a solid option if you'll be doing extended trips across many countries. But you will have to carefully choose your off-the-beaten-path trails to accommodate rigs of this size. One that I thought was very unique was a converted fire truck, a more budget-friendly option if you are in the market for something like this. There were plenty of full-size vehicles on display as well, and most were outfitted with some type of camper or bed platform, which is the great thing about a full-size. Still small enough to get down most trails, but much better at handling the weight that you might want to throw at it for your adventure. But the majority of vehicles on display were standard size vehicles, which is what most people own. There were lots and lots of Jeep Wranglers, Jeep Gladiators, more Toyotas than you could throw a stick at, and just about any other type of vehicle you can imagine. There's so many 4x4s out there that can be converted into an overland vehicle. The sky is really the limit. It's great to see so many products and build ideas for standard size vehicles like this. Typically, these are obtainable by the average person. But there were two vehicles that really stood out to me at this event. Regina, you know what this vehicle is.
I do.
This is a Toyota Town Ace, guys, and out of all the vehicles here, this one actually has kind of a special place in our heart because when we were stationed in Okinawa, Japan, we had a Toyota Town Ace. Now, it wasn't this cool. No. This has got a big old camper on it. That would have been nice, huh?
That would have been awesome.
Nice. Let's take you guys inside. Check this out. This is pretty cool. Seeing this old Town Ace really brought back some memories. And this is a great compact camper setup with plenty of seating, a nice little galley, a fridge, a place to sleep. And while I think this is a very cool vehicle, there was still one that stood out to me at the event that was even cooler. This Toyota here is something you just don't see a lot of, and it was great to take a moment and speak with the owners. Guys, probably one of my favorite vehicles here is this Toyota, and I've got Austin and Ashley. And guys, can you just tell us really quickly about your vehicle and what you love about it?
So this is a 1982 Toyota Chinook. It's been customized. The back half is actually off of a 1978 Chinook. We've also repowered it with a 99 4Runner drivetrain. And well, what we love about it is, we got so much space in here with the pop top, and we got the fridge, we got the AC.
Yeah.
Basically custom built to everything we like and our size.
Yeah. Well, I love the interior and I love the map on the counter. That was clever. Whose idea was that?
That was hers.
Oh, that was awesome. Well, guys, thanks for letting us take a look at your truck.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can spend hours just looking at the rigs and nothing else at the expo. But the Overland Expo is so much more than just a vehicle show. They offer a whole array of classes, and there are driving experiences and many products that may be a good fit for your future adventure. I'm always on the hunt for some storage solutions like these soft boxes, and camping gear always catches my eye, especially these bench seats that fold up with heated butt warmers. Come on, that's cool. Regina was keeping her eye out for stuff to make camping a little more comfortable as well. We both took a liking to these inflatable kayaks, which I will say are way more stout than I expected them to be. Something we might like to do more of in the future. And who doesn't love a hammock? Of course, Regina loves a hammock. There is a lot of great stuff to look at the event. We had a ton of fun just perusing it. Is that Regina approved?
Oh, yeah.
Josh, we've only been here a couple hours. You already bought something. What'd you get, man?
Everybody's got to have new knives, right? Yeah, I got this really cool knife set. German made, high quality, comes with a cutting board, chef's knife, folding chef's knife. That's an issue, right? Marco knows it, right? Carrying big knives everywhere you go. And this one is super cool, super tight, fits in this case, comes with a cutting board and utensils. I just couldn't pass it up.
Heck yeah, man, that's pretty slick. Well, we have been walking around a good portion of the day. It's only about 11 o'clock, and we have seen a lot already, but it is hot. Regina's hot, right?
Oh, it's very hot.
Super hot. So it's nice to have the shade here of the Patriot Campers awning. We're going to take a little break, and then we're going to walk around and see some other stuff. There's been a lot of big things, like big vehicles and rooftop tents and campers and trailers, but we're kind of looking for some of those smaller things. Those knives that Josh found are pretty cool, but I want to find some of those other little things that are going to help you solve some problems. So it's kind of what we're going to be on the lookout for this afternoon. After a short, mostly unhealthy lunch break, but oh, so worth it. It was so good. We continued our rounds at the event, looking at some of the compact campers, which I think is a great option if you have a full-size truck, but still want something you can remove so you can still utilize your truck bed when needed. I think campers are a great solution. There were also dozens of trailers on display, and there seemed to be more and more new manufacturers of overland trailers popping up all the time, which is great to have the competition and to see some new innovation. There are pros and cons to owning a trailer, but it's a good option for a lot of folks out there. A big part of Overland Expo is the adventure bikes, and I have a lot of respect for folks that put a lot of miles in these setups. They're pretty cool. There were lots of vans present here at the event, and some of them are very well outfitted. Although they do seem to kind of blur the lines a little between what's an RV and what's an overland rig. They're still very cool to check out. Of course, there were rooftop tents around every corner, but there was one that stood out the most to me. So I have been looking for a cool, innovative product, and I think I found it. This rooftop tent right here is pretty unique. Now, it is carbon fiber. It's got a lot of luxury things built in. It's got solar panels, it's got a fan, it's got all kinds of lights. The rack is built into it. It's got a really cool hinge system. You can get into the tent through the sunroof, which is really unique. It's all hard wall, so it all folds in and compacts really nice. Now, the price point, $19,000, which is a lot of money. I don't think I could ever see spending that much for a rooftop tent, but I am so glad that somebody is innovating something like this, because I think this makes everybody else want to step up their game. So I think this is the most innovative product here at Overland Expo. All right, guys, so we're walking around, and like who I run into, my brother Nate. Buddy,
howdy!
Overland Expo.
Overland Expo.
What do you think?
It's my first one. It's way bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It is nuts. It's my second day, and there's still lots I haven't seen.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking for things that are new and innovative. And there's a lot of cool stuff, big stuff here, but is there anything new or innovative here that kind of caught your eye?
Yes. The best thing I have seen at this show, as a gear junkie, is this little magnetic faucet thing that Dometic is making that, like, it's just so brilliant. You have to see it to really understand it, but you can put a little magnetic base on anything, stick it on there, and it's its own pump. It's brilliant.
It's really, really easy to use. Like a little electrical button, and it sucks water right up. Genius. I don't know why somebody hasn't thought of that before.
It is so genius. I think it's the most innovative thing I've seen today.
Yeah, well, it's cool to see you, dude. I'm glad you're here at the show.
Me too.
Josh, what did you think of Expo? And was there anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a little different setup than West that we were used to, but it was still a blast, and a lot of new companies and products. I think the thing that stood out the most was you're seeing a lot of companies start to gravitate towards supplying like single traveler options. So there was some single man tents that were really cool, that were rooftop, and also like a very small trailer that would be perfect for a two-door Jeep.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was some cool stuff.
Yeah, it really was.
Regina, this was your first Overland Expo. What'd you think, and was there any products that stood out to you?
Well, I didn't know what to expect. I've never been to one of these before, and it was pretty cool, you know, getting to see all the different vehicles and how everyone's modified them and customized them. As far as products that stood out, I really liked the toilets. The Dometic has their 5, I guess, gallon capacity one, which I think would be great, a nice upgrade for us. But the Thunderbox was pretty cool.
Thunderbox.
The one that folded up, and yeah, it was pretty neat and ingenious, and it was very rustic looking, which I kind of like that. Yeah. But I also liked the French presses and the coffee there, and they had nifty candles as well. But yeah, the French press. Even the individual one was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think maybe this trip we went from percolator to French press. Might be changing the way we make coffee, guys. Overland Expo Mountain West in Colorado has been awesome, and I think this has been a big success for being the first year here. I have really enjoyed checking out all the amazing vehicles, all the cool stuff here. If I have one criticism, it would sure be nice to see a lot more smaller items, you know, some camping kitchen gear, a little more storage stuff, some practical stuff that helps us solve some more solutions. But all the great grand stuff is pretty cool to see as well. But maybe next year we'll see some smaller stuff. All right, guys, that's a wrap for me. Make sure you go check out the new relaunched TrailRecon.com website. We'd love to have you over there and check it out. Thanks for watching.